Oh, you actually stopped scrolling. You precious little firecracker. I like you already. See, your dead relatives have been blowing up your phone from the other side, and you've been sending them straight to voicemail. Rude, but understandable. The living are so terribly distracted, so here I am. The messenger nobody asked for, delivering the telegram nobody wants to open. Your ancestors, those dusty, devoted ghosts of yours. They're screaming into the void right now. And what they're screaming is, pay attention right now. Not after your next snack break, now. And they're not screaming because they're dramatic. Well, okay, maybe a little. Runs in the family, I bet. But mostly, they're screaming because they love you. Because they've been hovering over your shoulder like the world's most concerned surveillance team. And they've spotted something you haven't. Something dangerous. Something that's been fermenting in the background like a bad batch of kombucha nobody asked for. You've felt it, haven't you, Sugar Plum? That little itch behind your ribs you can't scratch. That whisper in the room when nobody is talking. That weight on your chest that shows up uninvited and refuses to leave. Like a house guest who just needs one more night for the 5th week running. That's not as anxiety. That's not your overthinking brain doing its little tap dance. That is a warning siren wrapped in velvet, and you've been hitting snooze on it like it's a Monday alarm. There are forces, oh, I do love that word, forces. There are forces at work around you that you haven't clocked yet. Energies pointed at you with the precision of a sniper and the patience of a spider. And if you keep writing this off as just a rough patch, or Mercury in retrograde, or whatever comforting little lies you've been whispering to yourself, you are going to sleepwalk right past the one warning that could rearrange your entire existence. So let me rip the bandage off, because we don't have time for gentle, do we? Someone, and I mean a specific, breathing, walking around in the world someone, has been pumping poison into your atmosphere. Not the kind you can smell, the kind that seeps in through the cracks while you're busy being a good person and assuming everyone else is too. Now I know, darling. Part of you wants to close this and go to watch something comforting. Part of you is already composing the excuse. This doesn't apply to me. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But something dragged you here, didn't it? Something made you stop, made your thumb hover, made your eyes stick to these words like they were coated in glue. That wasn't the algorithm, sweetheart. That was your guides, your ancestors, your own higher instinct grabbing you by the collar and saying, sit down and listen. This little spiritual ambush, it's been unfolding right under your nose, right in your own house. Let's talk about your house, shall we? Think about the weird stuff. The stuff you've been shrugging off because acknowledging it would mean admitting something uncomfortable. Maybe you've had bugs appearing like uninvited +1s, flies materializing from thin air, spiders setting up shop in corners they've never bothered with before. Maybe dead birds have been showing up near your front step like grim little care packages. Maybe crows have been gathering outside your window like a jury that's already reached its verdict, just watching you with those glossy black eyes. Forget everything. Focus on this. You are a target. Now, become the anomaly. Grab your 73-page guide, The Evolution of the Anomaly, how you survived their humiliation ritual from the description or pinned comment of this video, and own your chaos. Consider that your intermission. Now, let's get back to the show. These aren't coincidences, Buttercup. These are smoke signals. Something is trying to pick the lock on your life. trying to slip through the gap between what you see and what you refuse to see. And here's the part that's going to leave a mark. Pay attention now. This is coming from someone you know, not some faceless stranger in the ether, someone with a name, someone with a face you recognize, someone who's had your Wi-Fi password, treasure, someone who's sat at your kitchen table, someone who's been close enough to touch your things, breathe your air, absorb your energy like a sponge soaking up everything it touches. I'm not trying to make you paranoid. Paranoia is amateur hour. What I'm trying to do is wake you up, make you look, really look, at who you've been handing the keys to your kingdom, because there's a door in your spiritual architecture that's been jimmied open. And through that door, something uninvited has been crawling in on its belly. Could be someone who's eaten your food, laughed at your jokes, told you they loved you while quietly cataloging your weaknesses like a librarian from the underworld. They've been busy, oh yes, busy in the shadows, doing things you wouldn't believe, things that would make your jaw unhinge if you knew even a fraction. You need to fortify your space, precious. And I don't mean buy a Ring doorbell, though sure couldn't hurt. I mean spiritually. There is a grandmother energy here, and I feel it so strongly, it's practically tapping me on the shoulder. An ancestral presence, standing at the edge of your awareness, waving both arms, hollering, protect your space, protect your energy, protect everything you've built. Because this thing that's been happening, it hasn't just been rearranging your furniture, it's been rearranging you, your mind, your body, your spirit, the whole internal operating system. Let's do a little diagnostic, shall we? Your sleep. How's that been going, Moonbeam? Waking up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling like it owes you money. Sleeping 8 hours and waking up feeling like you ran a marathon in your dreams. That's not insomnia. That's a spiritual heist happening while your conscious mind is clocked out. And your thoughts, oh, your beautiful, messy thoughts. Have they been darker lately, more anxious, more tangled? Have you been second-guessing yourself like you're your own worst opposing counsel? Feeling like something is fundamentally off, but you can't find the source? Like a smoke detector chirping somewhere in a house you can't map? That's not random neural misfiring. That's by design, starshine. There is someone who wants you confused, someone who wants you small, someone who needs you to stay exactly where you are because your growth is their crisis. Your success is their nightmare. Your glow-up is their worst-case scenario. Because, and lean in for this part, you carry something. Something real. Something that makes certain people deeply, viscerally uncomfortable. You vibrate at a frequency that makes their teeth hurt. And instead of doing the work to rise, to meet you, to evolve, they've chosen to try to drag you into the basement with them. They've gone full spiritual sabotage because they can't compete with you on any other playing field. They don't have the talent. They don't have the fire. They don't have the thing that makes you, you. So they've resorted to the only strategy left: attack from the shadows. And that's what makes this genuinely dangerous, Dove. They're not just salty. They're not just throwing shade. They are actively, deliberately, methodically trying to harm you through means you can't see with your physical eyes. There's a breach in your spiritual perimeter, a crack in the wall, an opening that was never supposed to be there. Maybe opened by someone you trusted, maybe opened by an old agreement you forgot you made, maybe opened by your own beautiful, reckless generosity with people who didn't deserve it. whatever cracked it. That breach needs to be sealed, and you're the only one who can seal it. Think, really think. Who's been circling your orbit lately? Who's been spending time in your space? Who's been asking about your plans, your dreams, your next moves with just a little too much curiosity and a little too little skin in the game? Who materializes right when things start going well for you? Like a storm cloud with impeccable timing. Who's always present at the moment of almost breakthrough, and somehow, mysteriously, the breakthrough never quite lands? Watch those patterns, honeybee, because patterns don't lie. People lie. Patterns just sit there, plain as day, waiting for you to finally notice them. And it's not just physical proximity, it's energetic access. When you share your dream with someone who secretly hopes it dies, you hand them a match and point them at the fuse. When you lay out your plans for someone who undermines you with a smile, you're giving them the blueprint to your own demolition. When you invite someone into your home who's carrying their own little storm system, that weather doesn't stay outside. It moves in, it settles into the walls, it stains the air. Guard your energy like it's the last clean water source on a burning planet. Because functionally, it is. Your energy is your life. It's your engine, your spark, your whole creative infrastructure. When someone's siphoning it, corrupting it, throwing sand in the gears, that's not something to journal about and move on. That's a 5-alarm situation, and you need to treat it like one. And I know, you're sitting there thinking, but I'm a good person. I don't have enemies. Nobody would actually come for me like that. And that right there, that's exactly the vulnerability they're banking on. They want you naive. They want you trusting. They want you to keep leaving the door open because it makes their midnight raids so much easier. But the truth is, and buckle up, cupcake, because the truth has no chill. Not everyone who hugs you is holding you. Some of them are measuring you for a coffin. Not everyone who claps for you wants an encore. Some of them are applauding your failure in advance. There are people in your life right now who are rooting for your downfall with the enthusiasm of a sports fan watching their rival fumble on the 1-yard line. And the truly diabolical part, they're good at hiding it. Oscar-worthy performances, every single one, smiling in your face while sharpening their intentions behind your back. Playing the supportive friend while quietly cutting the strings that hold your life together. Performing loyalty while rehearsing your ruin. This, all of this, is what your ancestors have been trying to tell you. They can see it, Angel. Every shadow move, every whispered curse, every little ritual done in secret, every thread of negative energy woven into the fabric of your days. They see the hidden agendas, the covert operations, the whole underground campaign designed to smother your blessings and steal your peace. And they are done being subtle. They tried the whispers, they tried the gut feelings, they tried the coincidences and the synchronicities. They sent you signs like breadcrumbs, and you walked right past every single one because you were too busy being kind and too busy being trusting and too busy telling yourself everything is fine while the building was actively on fire. So now the volume's cranked to 11. Now the message is, watch this immediately. Now the urgency is practically vibrating through the screen because there is something specific, not vague, not general, not maybe someday. Specific. A specific situation, a specific person, a specific spiritual offensive already in motion that needs to be intercepted before it sinks any deeper into your foundation. Your health, sweetheart. Let's go there. Have you been feeling wrong lately? Strange symptoms your doctor can't explain. A fatigue that sleep doesn't fix. A heaviness that exercise doesn't lift. Health problems can be spiritual shrapnel. When someone launches negative energy at you with enough intention, it doesn't just hover around you looking menacing. It embeds, it weakens, it manifests in your body as mysterious aches, immune crashes, anxiety that feels chemical, depression that has no apparent source. Get your vitals checked, seriously, but also understand that the lab work might come back clean, because the attack isn't always physical. Sometimes it wears a physical costume, but the root is somewhere else entirely. Your relationships. How's the landscape looking? Is someone pulling away? Is a once strong connection fraying at the edges? Is there a shift you can't explain? Like someone you love is slowly becoming a stranger. The sabotage might be warping your relational field, pushing away the people who genuinely have your back, while pulling you toward the ones who most definitely do not. Your money nugget. Are you hustling harder than ever and somehow still coming up short? Are obstacles appearing like potholes on a road that used to be smooth? Financial blockages can be spiritual interference. When someone is threatened by your potential, they'll try to dam every river that flows toward you. They'll plant landmines on the path to your goals. They'll engineer setbacks with the patience of someone who's been studying your blueprint. Your dreams, the sleeping kind. Nightmares, waking up more exhausted than when you lay down. Having strange, vivid, oddly significant dreams that feel like messages written in a language you almost speak. Your dream space is a tunnel to your subconscious, and negative energy loves tunnels. It slithers in while your defenses are down, planting fear and doubt and confusion like seeds in dark soil. It's all connected, Stardust. The health issues, the fraying relationships, the financial walls, the haunted sleep, the ambient anxiety. It's not bad luck. It's not a phase. It's a coordinated spiritual assault that's been running in the background of your life like malware you never agreed to install, and it's been throttling your potential in ways you can't even fully see yet. But here's where the music changes key. Because you're hearing this right now, and that means the jig is up. The attack has been dragged into the light. Your ancestors, your guides, the highest, wisest version of yourself. They're stepping in with the full weight of everything they are, and they're saying, enough, no more. We see it. We're exposing it. We're going to help you burn it down and build something better on the ashes. But, and here's the catch, because there's always a catch, Moonshine. You need to act. You need to move. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not after you've had time to process. Right now. Because every hour you spend in denial, every day you spend pretending it's not happening, the roots grow deeper. The person working against you doesn't take days off. They're committed to your destruction with a dedication most people can't even muster for their own dreams. Start with your home. Your home is your fortress, your recharging station, your sacred ground. If it's been spiritually compromised, you need to reclaim it. Cleanse the space. Burn what needs burning. Open what needs opening. And, this is crucial, start being ruthlessly selective about who crosses that threshold. Not everyone deserves access. Not everyone has earned the right to breathe the same air as your peace. Your food, lamb chop. Yes, your food. I know it sounds left field, but this message is coming through louder than a fire alarm. Be intentional about what you consume. Bless what you eat. Be aware of where it comes from, and more importantly, Who prepared it? There's something very specific here about someone trying to reach you through what you put in your body, through what you ingest, through the most intimate act of nourishment. Stay sharp. Your mind. Oh, this is the big one. The real battlefield. They want your thoughts foggy. They want your clarity shattered. They want you drowning in doubt and second-guessing every move like you're playing chess against yourself and losing. That confusion, manufactured. That anxiety, imported. That voice telling you something's wrong but never telling you what. That's the static they've introduced into your signal. Take your mind back. Evict the thoughts that don't belong to you. Stop replaying their narrative. Stop believing the scripts they've ghost-written for your inner monologue. Your dreams, protect them, petal. Both kinds. The ones you have when you sleep and the ones you have when you're wide awake and daring to imagine something bigger. They're trying to infiltrate your subconscious, to rewrite your nighttime programming, to turn your resting hours into their working hours. Pray before you sleep. Set intention. Ask your ancestors, your guides, your highest self to stand watch while you're at your most vulnerable. Write down the dreams that feel heavy, the ones that stick to you like wet fabric. They might be telling you something. Your relationships, champion. Listen to me carefully. Some of the people around you are being used as transmission towers and they don't even know it. The negative energy has found a frequency that travels through their connection to you. So pay attention. Who drains you? Who makes you feel smaller after every interaction? Who leaves you feeling like you've run an emotional marathon every time you hang up the phone? Those connections might need distance. Not because those people are evil, but because the line between you is compromised. And right now, it's being used as a weapon against you. Set boundaries. Create space. Walk away if you have to. Your blessings, sunshine. Oh, your blessings. There are divine deliveries with your name on them that have been held up at the border by this spiritual blockade. The opposition doesn't want you to receive what's rightfully yours. They want to intercept it, redirect it, make you believe it was never coming in the first place. Don't let them. Claim what's yours. Speak it, name it. Make it known to every corner of the universe that you are open, you are ready, and no one gets to redirect your abundance. And I need you to marinate in this next part because it's the most important thing I'll say. This attack isn't happening because you're broken. It isn't happening because you're weak or flawed or cursed. It's happening because you're a threat. A genuine, radiant, undeniable threat to every low-frequency operation in your vicinity. You carry a light so concentrated, so alive, that darkness can't help but throw everything it has at you. Your very existence disrupts their program. But here's the punchline, and every good speech needs one. The light wins. It always wins. It wins ugly sometimes, sure. It wins tired. It wins bruised. But it wins. The love you carry, the power you carry, the potential you carry. It outweighs every dark maneuver that can be aimed at you. Not by a little, by a lot. This attack is happening because you're standing on the edge of something colossal. A metamorphosis, a becoming, a version of you so powerful, it would make the current you weep with recognition. And the opposition is terrified. They should be. Because your ancestors are bigger. Your guides are fiercer. Your highest self is a force that makes their little shadow games look like children scribbling on the walls of a cathedral. And they are here, right now, mobilized, deployed, ready to walk you through the fire and out the other side with your crown still on. But you, yes, you magnificent, stubborn, beautiful creature, you need to reclaim your power. Remember who you are, not who they told you you were. Not the diminished version, not the confused, anxious, doubting version they've been engineering. The real you. The one who burns so bright that entire rooms shift when you walk in. Stop giving your power away to people who'd trade it for pocket change. Stop letting fear run your operating system. Stop letting doubt sit in the driver's seat of your life. Stand up. Plant your feet. Look at every shadow in your periphery and say, mean it. Feel it in your bones. Enough.